Okay, folks, Andrew Bopros here. We're going to do a quick video on the safety room and specifically talk more about Elijah Molden, what I think it would cost to get him re-signed for the Chargers this next season. Talk about the safety room. It's going to be pretty interesting to see what happens this offseason. There's a lot to discuss on this. So, guys, I think it's going to be a good little video. It's going to be a nice little spicy one. I want to get your opinion. Definitely leave your comments down below. I want to let you know if you agree or disagree with some of my thinking. As always, I'm Andrew Bopros. Let's get into it. Okay, folks, as always, like and subscribe if you do enjoy the content. I'm Andrew Bopros. I want to start out with the man, the dude, the guy, all the above, Derwin James. Derwin James had an amazing season. We all know he's a Pro Bowler. He did incredible. Now, the interesting thing about Derwin James, I would say, is that he did a lot of blitzing as well, right? He was really more of like a hybrid linebacker, right? He's in there for more dime packages. And that just goes to show you the versatility that Derwin James brings, right? He is a good blitzer. He's amazing. I think it was like a 30% pressure rate just when he blitzes the quarterback, right? So that has so much value, right? You want to put some pressure on the quarterback, you put Derwin James in the line. Now, I bring that up only to illustrate a point. We need a lot of depth in the safety position, right? So I want to talk to you about that, right? And the reason why I say that's so important, you got Derwin James in the box. He's not going to be top. Okay, he can't cover the top. Right, the safeties, too high safety look, or they call it too high safety shell, however you want to call it. They're there to make sure there's no explosive plays, or as the league likes to say, X plays down the field. So you need some good safeties in the back. So you put a lid on that offense. Now, the interesting thing, I will say this, in camp when Derwin James was asked about one of our players. Actually, I'll just go into the players here, guys, and we'll go and I'll go through it as we go through. Tony Jefferson. So when Derwin James was asked about Tony Jefferson, again, he's a veteran safety, veteran player. And when Derwin James was asked, well, what's the benefit of having Tony Jefferson there? He literally said he puts a lid on the defense, and that's exactly what having another good safety does. You can allow Derwin James to go be Derwin James and, lock down Travis Kelce, lock down whatever tight end he's up against, blitz the quarterback, be all over the field, be an absolute menace. That's why you need guys like Tony Jefferson. Now, do I think Tony Jefferson comes back with the Chargers? I do think he will. I know they've been talking off season. He will be a very cheap depth piece. Okay. Very cheap. That's awesome. And he did great. Guys, when he was out there playing, he did awesome. So I really hope we sign him back. I would assume he will. I'm sure he'll get league minimum for whatever he's worth, his age, so on and so forth. But clearly he wants to be out there again. And obviously Derwin James wants him back. And I think this coaching staff wants him back as well. Another guy, I like this bring back as well, Marcus May, right? We picked him up in the offseason. He had a bad injury. I think it was some sort of leg injury. I can't remember exactly what happened, but we could probably sign him pretty inexpensively. We got him from the Miami Dolphins. They were trying to sneak him back on practice squad, expecting him not to get scooped up. We scooped him up. I mean, he's a damn good safety, right? And a good veteran safety. You see how this is playing out, guys, right? I just want to emphasize one fact. You can't win a Super Bowl. I mean, look at the teams that are in the Super Bowl. They have a lot of depth. Both teams had both depth. And look at the Eagles. The Eagles out-physical the Chiefs 100% in that Super Bowl. This guy is a good part of it, right? Again, safeties are going to get banged up. They're going to get injured. They're going to get hurt, right? If you look at all of our safeties, they got hurt. May got hurt, right? Tony Jefferson actually was healthy the entire time. Elijah Molden was hurt, right? Alohi Gilman was hurt at different times in the season. So you need a lot of players to potentially step up. They are the last line of defense. That's what's so important. I would love to get Marcus May signed as well back. I think he might ask for a little bit more money. I know he's been in the league a little longer, and he's had a little more production. I guess you could say arguably more production than Tony Jefferson, but I do think Marcus May would be an excellent addition if we could re-sign him. I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. Everyone I'm talking about today, I hope we bring back. Let me make that abundantly clear. We potentially have $100 million. We should be able to afford to bring these guys back. And here's the other part of this conversation too. Tony Jefferson, Marcus May, you could bring them in for very specific packages. And then secondarily, you can also have them help on special teams. They're very good tacklers. They know what they're doing on special teams. I do think that would be a good option to have them come back as well. But again, Alohi Gilman, I love the guy to death when he's on the field. I saw a lot of hate about him last season, right? I do think that he is a fantastic safety, but he's had some injury issues. As you can see, he's got this arm brace right here. Clearly, he had problems last season. Make no mistake about it. Every one of those players out there on the field were banged up. They are 100% banged up. You know that. I know that the players know that as well, too. But the reality is, it is unfortunately the part of the safety position right now. I'm just going to say this one other blanket statement about safeties in general. It is a law of kinetic and potential energy conversations. When you got a guy like Derrick Henry coming downhill and you're the last line of defense, you got to come in and stick your head into a gap. You're going to get hit and you're going to get banged up. And that's exactly what happened with our safeties last season. So remember, these are smaller bodies going up against bigger bodies, right? And that's the unfortunate truth. That's why someone like a Derwin James is so special, because he's a bigger body and he's so physical. And most of the time he stays very healthy. Whereas you can see Elijah Gilman, Marcus May, some of these other safeties that we have, they've gotten banged up. Same with cornerbacks as well, too, because they're smaller bodies going up against bigger bodies, right? So that's why linebackers are so important. That's why safeties, yada, yada. You get the picture. But my point is, you need a lot of these guys to build out a roster. You need depth to be successful in the NFL because people get hurt. If you had just two good safeties and everyone else behind them is garbage, guess what? The NFL is going to exploit that reality. So I'm saying all of these guys need to come back. If they come back, we are going to have a dominant safety room. I feel 100% confident about that. Let me know what you guys think. But let's talk about the man of the hour, Elijah Molden. He is an absolute person we have to sign back. We have to sign Elijah Molden, 100%. I do not think he will not. Let me just say this. He's coming back. I do not feel like he's not going to be signed, right? Let's talk about what PFF says. They're projecting that Molden will land a one-year deal worth about $4.5 million. That makes a lot of sense to me. About $3 million guaranteed. That's what PFF says. I think that makes sense. Again, Molden was acquired by the Titans in 2024. And he was an amazing piece of the defense for the Chargers. You know that. I know that. We know that, right? He served as the third safety along Derwin James and Elijah Gilman. Why that matters, folks, and I'm just trying to explain this. I probably didn't explain this the best way. You have Derwin James in the box, blitzing, covering someone like a Travis Kelce, but you can have Elijah Gilman and Elijah Molden in the backfield, right? Well, what if one of those guys goes down? Tony Jefferson will step in. Marcus May will step in. Injuries occur, and we're just hoping it's not a season-ending injury, right? So injuries will occur. Gives you an opportunity to bring some of these other guys in, right? These are depth pieces that can help in and fill in, during injuries and injury matters. But again, before sustaining a broken leg in week 17, guys, week 17, it was amazing. Molden had career highs in tackles, 75 tackles. Amazing. 3 interceptions, 7 passes defense, a 75.6 PFF overall grade, and ranked 12th among qualified safeties. Coverage grade was 75.4, and he was ranked 14th in the league. We absolutely have to bring Elijah Molden back, right? And again, that's cheap, guys. What do you think? $4.5 million? Guys, we're going to have $100 million. You got to bring a guy like this back, right? I mean, the NFL stands for what? Not for long, right? And it also stands for you get banged up pretty quick. Also stands for you get hurt a lot. And at the end of the day, guys, I'm just saying you need as much depth as possible. Tony Jefferson, Marcus May, Elijah Molden, Elijah Gilman, Derwin James. That safety room will be epic. And again, you could even build some younger players in the draft if you really want to go after somebody like that as well, too. But, in my opinion, I think you can bring those guys back and work on some of the other areas, right? I mean, a cornerback would be a little bit better. A good lockdown cornerback, I think you could sign these guys very cheap, would be awesome. So anyways, I want to hear your thoughts. You like this idea? $4.5 million for Elijah Molden. What do you guys think? As always, Andrew, Bolt Bros. See you guys in the next one.
Hey, what's up? Cameron Dick here watching Bolt Bros podcast.